Aaron, this isn't a phone booth. Get off the damn line. That was the moment it all cracked open, the kind of shout that doesn't just echo, it rips straight through the bones of a place. Carts skidded to a halt, necks craned, and for a split second, you could have heard a bag of chips hit the floor. Erin Patterson, trying her best to fade into the wallpaper behind Register 3, clung to her phone like it was a lifeline, voice trembling, eyes wide, whispering, "Is she breathing? Did the fever drop? Please, just keep the compress on her till I get home." The answer was lost in the air, drowned out by the manager Wallace marching in, clipboard swinging like a judge's gavel. "I said hang it up," he barked. She tried, really did, fumbled the phone in her apron, face burning. "Sorry, my daughter's sick. But Wallace cut her off. I don't run a daycare. You want to play nurse? Do it on your time. You're lucky I didn't fire you after last week's mix-up." It stung. Customers pretended not to watch, but everyone felt those little moments when life, real life, intrudes on work and nobody knows what to do except look away. Somewhere down aisle 7, Marcus Jennings watched. He gripped a can of beans, face mostly hidden under a name tag that said Jim. But in another live fan, on all the business cards in his wallet, was Marcus, founder of Green Basket. He'd built this place on a promise. Compassion and commerce could coexist. But here he was, seeing that promise crumple right there in the cereal aisle. Wallace, still hissing, "We could replace you with a kiosk," and nobody would blink, and maybe that would have been the end of it. But Marcus couldn't let it stand. He stepped out, voice calm but sharp. "Actually, I blinked." Wallace turned, all bluster, "Excuse me," but Marcus just walked forward, peeling off his gym badge. "I watched you humiliate an employee for caring about her sick kid. I'm her employer, Marcus Jennings. You could have bottled the silence and sold it." Wallace shrank. "Sir, I didn't realize that's the problem," Marcus replied. "You don't see the people right in front of you." He turned to Aaron. "Take 10. Paid. Go call your daughter." You could see the weight fall from her shoulders, her eyes welling with gratitude and exhaustion. Wallace, meanwhile, was told they'd be having a talk about respect. For a minute, the whole store just breathed, like someone had opened a window in a stale room. Back in the break room, Erin got word that her little girl was sleeping, fever dropping, for now. She didn't know what to say, barely managed to thank you. Marcus sat across from her, sharing a piece of himself, how he'd been a tired kid working 2 jobs, how he'd watched his own mother get ground down by managers just like Wallace, how sometimes all people really need is to be seen. "Don't apologize for being a mother," he told her, pressing a card with his assistant's number into her hand. "Anything you need. Paid leave. Help. Call. We'll figure it out." But the problems ran deeper than one bad day. Next morning, Marcus was back in the office, flipping through records, seeing the pattern. Single moms and older workers, anyone who needed flexibility, were the first to have hours cut, shifts slashed, future sidelined. It wasn't just Wallace. It was a system, one built on cold math, optimized schedules, performance metrics, and absolutely no room for the messiness of real life. He called Wallace in for a real conversation, no theatrics, just truth. "Do you even know Aaron's story?" he asked. Wallace had no idea, didn't know about the sick daughter, the hospital runs, the exhaustion that couldn't be fixed with coffee. "That's the problem," Marcus said, voice steady. "You didn't ask." He wasn't looking for charity. He wanted community. Numbers matter, but not more than people. Wallace listened. Maybe for the first time in years, he really listened. Marcus didn't threaten or lecture, just promised that if he saw another employee pushed to the edge, it wouldn't be your job on the line, it would be management's. Changes started to roll out, quiet at first. Flexible schedules, emergency leave, more conversations, less algorithm. But there's always a cost for change. Higher-ups started asking questions. At headquarters, Marcus found himself facing a boardroom of polite, nervous faces, suspended automated scheduling, and all the usual lines about optimization and profit margins. But Marcus wasn't there for spreadsheets. He was there for stories, faces, the people who made Green Basket more than just a business. "If we keep choosing quick gains over dignity, we lose our soul," he said. He pushed for a pilot. Human-first scheduling, local managers empowered to overrule the algorithm, anonymous feedback, real oversight. He had to fight more than once, and as word spread first to other stores, then out to the publish took heat from every side. Headlines, angry emails, even rumors and personal attacks. But every step, he had Erin by his side, stronger than she realized, braver than she felt. Erin didn't ask to lead, but the truth is, she already was. When a new human first counsel needed a voice, it was her name on the invite. "I'm not special," she told the executives. "I'm just not invisible anymore. If we want loyalty, we have to give dignity. If we want excellence, we have to lead with empathy." Her words landed hard. The backlash came. Anonymous notes, nasty articles, even threats. Change makes enemies. But support grew too. Employees started telling their stories. Customers noticed the difference. And slowly, even some of the old guard started to thaw. And then, in a moment no one planned, Marcus moved the next board meeting out of the glass tower and into the Springfield store. There, with customers buying groceries and employees going about their day, he faced the critics, pointed to Erin's stocking shelves, and said, "She's not a case study. She's our future." The vote to keep Marcus as CEO passed barely. Wallace apologized, and this time it sounded real. The Human First Initiative became more than a slogan. Anonymous grievance channels, tuition support, flexible schedules. Erin took on a new role, advocating for employees across the country, never forgetting the register she started at or the kid waiting at home. There were parties, donuts in the break room, banners drawn by hand. Green Basket wasn't perfect, but it was alive again. Even in victory, the work wasn't done. Marcus knew the world doesn't change overnight. But he also knew it only takes one moment, one overheard phone call, one person willing to step forward to start the avalanche. And as he looked out over his company, now noisy and hopeful and human again, he understood redemption isn't an event. It's a practice, a promise, renewed every day in the choices we make, the courage to listen, and the will to stand up for what's right. Now, I've got to ask you, where do you stand on all this? When is it right to break the rules for kindness? Have you ever watched someone stand up when it mattered? Share your thoughts in the comments, because if there's one thing this story proves, it's that the quietest voices can move mountains, and sometimes the hardest change starts in the simplest places.